kind of name is that? Bro, are you mad the slave masters didn't name me, bro? If Thomas the slave master from 1800 named me, would that have been better?
Okay. Agent, I ain't gonna lie, that joint, like, if I had heard that joke, I seen that clip out of context, I probably would have found that shit funny. I wouldn't have thought too hard about it. I don't know if I'm part of the problem, bro. I don't know if I am. I would have just said, yo, bro, it ain't that deep. But now viewing it under this lens, it does kind of look crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't think Agent really like planned to say anything like that. It was just like a deep rooted belief he had. And in response to somebody trying to come for him, he really showed his true beliefs. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of dress it up as a joke if you will. But at a certain point, we got to realize in every joke, there is a little bit of truth. So you got look at that joint under a magnifying glass. Say, oh yeah, is there a sprinkle of racist in there? Sprinkle a sellout in there? Oh yeah, there is, you know what I'm saying? And just like call people out when they do stuff like that, for sure. When the slave master doesn't name you. Video by FDH. Now today we have Agent Zero and Plaqueboy Max. I'm pretty sure the internet's been giving these boys, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of criticism for denying black culture. I don't know exactly what they said, but it's a common held belief that once you reach a certain status in the world that you start selling out. Agent and Max both being black men, black American men, or Agent, I think he's Ethiopian. No, he's Canadian. Agent's Canadian, right? Max, he's an American, you know what I'm saying, but they're not quite from the motherland, you might say. So the thing about it is that they're saying that their own people essentially have no culture, which is kind of absurd to say, you know what I'm saying, to write it off entirely. But I don't even know what they said yet. Let's not do too much rambling before we get to the proof in the pudding. So FDH, take it away.
What kind of name is that? Bro, are you mad the slave masters didn't name me, bro? If Thomas the slave master from 1800 named me, would that have been better?
She said,
okay,
when she just starts it, she had a dream about King Von. Yeah.
Now I've been seeing this Chinese like drill rapper. She had a music video where she AI King Von in that joint, and it's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? You never would have thought that some random girl in China would have been having dreams about King Von, bro. It's a small world to say the least, bro. You can make anything of yourself. You don't know who gonna like you. And that's a fact, man. Just try, be your best self, and go out there and make a, you know what I'm saying, impact on the world, indeed.
You had a dream about King Von.
There is a war on black Americans. Just trolling. Well, not entirely, because there is definitely something weird going on. Despite the fact, Agent
Wiley, he said, you're mad Thomas the slave master didn't name me. That joint was kind of funny. I don't know how long ago that clip was recorded, but his name do look kind of funny though. Like, is that an Ethiopian name?
Definitely profited on black culture. He still has the audacity to be disrespectful to black people as a whole. He unprovoked said he wasn't named by a slave master. And I say unprovoked because why did he take a shot at black people like that? Today,
yeah,
I just want to talk about this weird thing.
I was gonna say it was because it was somebody in his chat that had said that, but he didn't have to go that hard. Like talking about slave masters, like sending shots like that to people in the chat just because the one boy made you mad. You don't even know if he black. And then he kind of just unwarranted took it there like, yo, fuck you, nigga. You just mad I'm not like you. You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah. And then we know what he was probably thinking about saying. But hey, man, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That was a little bit uncalled for.
Non-black Americans do, where they try to dismiss black culture as if black culture didn't inspire a lot of the trends we see and participate in daily. The lingo, the swag, it's all black culture, and it's definitely a big reason them AMP boys went up. So let's talk about it. Comment for the algorithm. Now here's the thing, we're not gonna just be talking about how people try to discredit black culture, but we're also gonna be talking about how these same influencers tend to prop up imitations. The swag, the style, it's all expected of black people, but when we see these non-black people do it, it's praise.
Max, I don't know if he's like doing that on purpose, trying to undermine black culture, propping up the Asian girl. He probably just seen, yo, this is a crazy thing. People probably want to see it because it's so polarizing. Let me bring her on the stream. I ain't necessarily gonna put that on Max. He ain't really say nothing crazy yet as far as I know in the vid. So we gonna give him a little bit of grace. It was probably just a viral thing, you know what I'm saying? People like, yo, I can't believe this happened. And then Max is like, yeah, let me show you. You know what I'm saying? Try and get some views. Like, I can't fault him for that. But if there is an agenda trying to be pushed, you can never, you know what I'm saying, write it off entirely because you never know who these people are behind closed doors. Max, he seemed like a cool dude. Agent, he also does seem like a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? He is a little like, you know what I'm saying, what's it called? Mainstream, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause he got sponsorships and stuff like that. He not trying to jeopardize, so he might mince words or like, you know what I'm saying, not try to say anything controversial or real or authentic or, you know what I'm saying, exposing the truth or what's really, you know what I'm saying, going on. So yeah, we'll take everything in this video that is said with a grain of salt, but also not write anything off entirely.
Beyond the norm. But before I get all into that, I gotta clock Agents T, because a big forehead Ethiopian nigga is not about to take shots at my people and just get away with it.
What kind of name
That's
is
crazy.
that? Bro, are you...
I ain't gonna lie, I do got a big forehead myself though, so I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, go to war on this ship. Maybe I'll wait for the next one, bro. Let's see what else he said.
The slave masters didn't name me, bro? Huh? It's a cultural name, asshole. If Thomas the slave master from 1800 named me, would that have been better? Come on, bro. I don't think niggas gotta switch up their names just because.
Imagine changing your whole name just because somebody might feel some type of way that it look kind of crazy. That would be insane. But Agent, I ain't gonna lie, that joint, like, if I had heard that joke, I seen that clip out of context, I probably would have found that shit funny. I wouldn't have thought too hard about it. I don't know if I'm part of the problem, bro. I don't know if I am. I would have just said, yo, bro, it ain't that deep. But now viewing it under this lens, it does kind of look crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't want to, nigga. That's my name, gang. That's always been my name, asshole. You know that.
To really understand the stupidity.
Nigga said that shit twice. He even sound like a white nigga. You know they love saying that shit, asshole. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Agent. This is not the best case for you. It's looking kind of bad.
This clip, we have to take a look at AMP and understand that their brand is very much Black American. And while I don't mean to minimize the Caribbean roots that Phantom and Kai
what
share,
do Kai got
just
on,
as an
bruh?
example, I want you guys to understand that they blew up and niggas were spamming New York gimmicks. You can't be a walking New York culture advertisement and then claim that Black Americans have no culture. You can't have the AMP
for sure
for every year.
Did Phantom and Did Phantom and Kai Cenat say anything like that though, or was it just Agent? Let's really make things clear.
And claim that Black Americans have no culture. These ciphers are a product of hip-hop/rap culture, which is very much Black American. How can you indulge in these facets of the culture? How can you flirt with the epitome of what it means to be Black American and yet deny its existence?
All my mods who are not cultured at all, stop dick riding. I don't want to hear, like, when I'm asking general questions, I'm not asking y'all niggas. Stop dick riding. Y'all niggas is black. You're black. You're just black. You're just
That is crazy. How did this clip skate by for so long without me hearing about it, without the internet, you know what I'm saying, causing an uproar about it? Anything Kai Cenat do nowadays, niggas, they on his dick. This looks like an older clip though, so I'm surprised it skated under the radar for so long, but I did not know he said anything like this. But it is a long held belief that Black people, Black American people, since we're not directly tied to where our ancestors originate from, we're not really tapped in with the culture, the African culture. Not to say that we don't have any culture, but I feel like they talking about, you know what I'm saying? They're looking at it from where they're from. They're like, oh yeah, my parents is from there, so nigga, that's my culture. Even if they themselves not from there. Which, you know what I'm saying? Rock, you know what I'm saying? Rock what you want to rock, but it's not in your culture for real either, my nigga. But just because I'm a few generations or maybe even more than a few generations removed from where my ancestors came from, that mean I don't got no culture, my nigga. Like, Black culture is a thing too. And you exploiting, and I ain't gonna lie, like the nigga said, you know what I'm saying? The New York lingo, the stuff like that, you exploiting Black culture, saying people don't got no culture, even though that's the reason that you got big. And that's the crowd that you appealing to. That is kind of crooked. That is backwards. And it should be called out. I ain't gonna lie.
just fully American. You're African American, bro. That's it. How was that see you in 30? That wasn't an insult. That was strictly, you're Black. You're not Trinidadian. You're not Jamaican. You're not African. You are American.
It fries me that Kai was saying this.
I mean, wasn't Kai born in America too? Like, you know what I'm saying? You Trinidadian for sure. You Haitian, like you say, but you was also American, my nigga. And Black, you know what I'm saying? The concept of Black didn't exist until America made it a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you're Black, you're white. That's how we segregate y'all niggas. The white niggas is better. Black people, fuck y'all niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how things was set up back in the day. So to say you're Black, what are you really saying? You know what I'm saying? What are you really saying? Like, is that meant as a derogatory thing? It kind of seemed like he was using it in a demeaning light, but you know, I digress for now.
Just completely demonizing Black Americans for their lack of culture. It's this weird superiority these non-Black Americans be having. It bothers me because I love all Black people. These guys want to benefit from the culture but deny it. And then when a random internet dweeb makes fun of Agent's ethnic name, all of a sudden he got beef with all Black Americans and he starts saying we have slave master last names in a very derogatory way. And I'm not saying that Black people won't have a lineage that goes back there. Atrocities were committed. The issue is really how Agent said it and the comfortability he had with that disrespect. Agent wants to be part of the culture. He wants to rock the swag. He wants to speak the language, but he made sure to distance himself when he felt slighted. He made sure to make it known that he is not one of us. Not truly.
Was that a crack in the persona, the crack in the mask, as they say?
In other words,
because sometimes I never know with streams what's real and what's fake. I can't tell. It all looks like a performance because it's all caught on camera. And I be thinking, there's a reason they left this and didn't just edit that joint out. But then again, that is a live stream. You can't really edit any live streams out. So you're more likely to see cracks in the armor, which I guess since I don't really watch streams like that is why I didn't hear about Agent saying nothing like that. I didn't hear Kai saying nothing about that. And I still don't know what Max said. I don't know if Max said anything about it though, because Max, he's actually just like Black, you know what I'm saying, African American, as far as I'm concerned. Kai, he got Trinidadian and Haitian roots. Agent, he's from what's it called? My fault, yo. Agent is from Canada, you know what I'm saying, and he has Ethiopian roots. But Max, I don't know what roots he got except Black, like, you know what I'm saying. I know he's from Jersey, so yeah.
A very, very big line between him and a Black American, which just divides us. And I just thought that was very, very weird. Mind you, Kai was talking to his chat and he was talking about how some of his chat was not any of those foreign Black groups. But my thing is, the beginning of Kai Cenat's brand was him getting sturdy and just showcasing New York culture, which I've already made clear is a product of Black culture.
Yo.
This New York thug Kai, this Canadian stutter monster.
Kai, he definitely did come up off them New York boys. I ain't going cap. He even wearing a New York hat right now. You know what I'm saying? To claim, oh yeah, I'm from New York. Like, what does that really mean? Though, like, whose culture is you really claiming? Is you saying you claiming the white man New York culture? Is white niggas really getting sturdy in the streets of New York with butters on, yo? Let me know some. I don't really think that's the case as much as Black people, but hey, man, I don't know, so I can't really speak on it, but y'all let me know. New Yorkians, y'all let me know.
Content, but he wants to sit up here and deny the culture he was profiting on every day. It starts feeling like Black erasure, and it starts feeling like they have this sort of superiority, because why are these men so adamant on spreading the myth that Black Americans don't have culture when culture is all we got? They draw these lines.
Like, I don't think Agent really like planned to say anything like that. It was just like a deep rooted belief he had, and in response to somebody trying to come for him, he really showed his true beliefs. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of dress it up as a joke if you will, and that's what I seen it as. I didn't see it as that deep, but at a certain point we got to realize in every joke there is a little bit of truth, so we can't just write them off entirely. You got to look at that joint under a magnifying glass, say, oh yeah, is there a sprinkle of racist in there, sprinkle of sellout in there? Oh yeah, there is. You know what I'm saying? And just like call people out when they do stuff like that, for sure.
They do it so negatively. It almost comes with a disgust factor. I'm not Black American, I'm Caribbean on some shit. Like, it's just weird. But the next person I want to talk about is Plague Boy Max, because you already know he'd be at the scene of the crime every single time.
Bro, everyone want to be from somewhere, bro. Everyone wants to be from somewhere, bro. We all want a place to
Damn, Max, I wanted you to be good, bro. Damn, let's see what you had to say, bro.
Imagine growing up with no culture, gang. Nigga, I grew up with no culture. I grew up with no culture, bro. I didn't know where I was from.
What makes this clip crazy is that he literally is Black American and he's saying this, which means that
the thing about it is I feel like he's still looking at it under the lens of, oh, I'm not from this African country. Like, yeah, we're Black, but like, what is that really saying? Like, what I don't even know what I want to say, but like, where in Africa do I really originate from? I came to America, it kind of got, you know what I'm saying, blinded. And, you know what I'm saying, I don't really know where in Africa I'm from. I don't really have any culture as far as that's concerned, but I'm sure he still knows that, you know what I'm saying, black people do have culture in America, which we do. You know what I'm saying? You can't even deny that. It's, you know what I'm saying, it goes state by state. It goes across the state. You know what I'm saying? Just being a black person in America, that makes, you know what I'm saying, you have culture as well. History as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm definitely still kind of giving Max the benefit of the doubt because he didn't really come for nobody yet. But then again, you could say he's selling out his own crowd, which does make it kind of worse than what Kai and Agent did because they friendly firing on niggas they can't directly relate to and they just exploiting them. But with Max, it's like, yo, bro, you genuinely one of us and you gonna switch up, nigga, like. Which I can see that argument too, but Max ain't saying nothing crazy yet. Literally, Kai, he said, y'all niggas got no culture. Agent said, y'all niggas is named after slaves. Slave masters, nigga. And I'm like, okay. All right. But like, let's see what Max said though. Like, did he say anything like extremely crazy yet? Let me see.
Black Boy Max can now be used as the token black person who agrees with the weird anti-black stance, even though this is just
yeah, what context did he bring that up in though? Like, if you just brought it up randomly, it's like, all right, my nigga, you got an agenda you trying to push. But I would need to see the full clip, but you know, I don't know if I ever will.
Objective.
It's kind of hard to find things like those.
False take, and Max has culture as a black American, he can now be used as justification for other people to repeat it. And this can all happen despite the fact that Max himself has contributed to the culture via In the Booth, and he did so in a very meaningful way, and yet his own words dismiss that. Bro, how the fuck did we get here? But that's not the crazy
stuff. It's
stuff.
crazy.
The crazy stuff is that Max is currently—
this is the black culture rap, you know what I'm saying? The violence, as much as I hate to say it, the hood violence, you know what I'm saying? The, what's it called? Drill music, the swag, the lingo, like it all comes from black culture. And we all know that, but we all just don't want to acknowledge it for some reason, or at least the people propped up for the most part, from what we've seen in this video, they don't want to acknowledge it for whatever reason.
In China, and he decided to link up with an artist named Four. The thing with Four is that her entire gimmick is bastardized black art. She made the song and it went viral because there's a—
she still got that Asian culture though. They love covering their mouth. I feel like it's a thing for Asian women to do because laughing, it might be seen as ugly or something, so they just cover that joint up whenever they have something funny to say or something that makes them laugh, which I gotta do my research on why they do that shit. Let me put a little break in the vid real quick. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so I just looked that joint up. Asian women often cover their mouths while laughing due to deeply ingrained cultural norms regarding modesty, politeness, and femininity, particularly in East Asian cultures like Japan, Korea, and the Philippines. This behavior acts as a sign of grace, humility, and emotional restraint, often passed down through generations. Okay, it's considered polite to cover the mouth when laughing. Okay. Perceived dental imperfections, okay, for sure. So to conceal any, you know what I'm saying, ugliness, to be more ladylike, I guess, to not laugh out loud and show apparently masculine traits. And then a focus on the eyes. Okay. Social connection is judged more by the eyes than the mouth, so I guess they just want to seem more like, yo, I'm cool, nigga. Don't look at my mouth, look at my eyes. Like, I guess that's what it is. But okay, we can, you know what I'm saying, conclude that it's based on a cultural thing to make them seem more ladylike, less offensive, and more safe, I guess. But let's get back to the vid.
Entire gimmick is bastardized black art. She made the song and it went viral because there's a lot going on. There's clearly a juxtaposition between like the perceived cutesy Asian girl rapping with like King Von having his hand around her shoulders. Yeah. I'm just saying it's a marketing gimmick. None of this is meant to be taken serious. It's a come up, and she's doing so by taking an art that's the culmination of heavy pain and transforming it into King Von AI.
That's really crazy though. Like, how did she, just a random Chinese woman at first, right? Just anybody, you would look at her, not even on no racist shit, but like you just see her in a Chinese like city or whatever, wherever she's from, and you know what I'm saying, she dressed like everybody else, she moves like everybody else, acts like everybody else. You couldn't distinguish her from nobody. How does a person like this go from being like that to making music like this and having AI King Von put his hand on you and flex the gun? Like, was it from the internet? How did she stumble across King Von? Did she see that nigga on YouTube? Like, Hood News? hood scoreboard. I know they be having scoreboards and shit like that on the gram, which is kind of like, golly, y'all niggas, y'all in too deep in my opinion. But I truly do wonder how she got into this. Like, how did she really get exposed to it all?
I slop. Not only is that dude dead, but he's taken lives allegedly. So it's just so much like energy there, so much pain. And she's turned this into her gimmick. And I feel like that's very distasteful.
What?
Yeah.
What city do you want to go to in America?
你最想去哪个城市？Chicago。
Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago 就是我刚开始做说唱的时候。
See, she's still speaking. She's still speaking the native language where she's from. So she's still in tap with her culture. I feel like, yeah, it's low-key just a little publicity stunt. Try and get on. And I don't feel like she did it with any malintent. I feel like, you know, she's just like, this would be very polarizing. Let me take advantage. I got somewhat of an interesting King Von. I see that nigga pop up on my feed. Let's make some music like him. Nobody else here doing that shit like me. I'm gonna go crazy. I don't really think it's that deep, but you can never write it off. I'm not even gonna say that because then you got the woke niggas trying to get on my ass like, no Diddy. But they like, yo, bro, see, this is the problem with y'all niggas, bro. Y'all just think everything a joke. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just showing you both sides. There definitely could be an agenda, but there's also the degree that it could be extremely harmless. Or what's perceived to be harmless, but the greater implications behind what they doing, maybe that's what y'all niggas talking about. Maybe they don't understand what they doing. They playing with fire and they don't quite understand the magnitude or the danger of the material that they're using. And that's a good argument too. But I don't know if she had any ill will, but that's why conversations like this is important. Educating people so that they don't repeat their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? If we don't learn from history, it's destined to repeat itself. On God.
She said when she just started, she had a dream about King Von. Yeah.
You had a dream about King Von.
So like she was saying like King Von in her dream was like that genius come out from the
the genie. Wait.
Yeah, the
so
genie.
in the dream, King Von was a genie and he came out of pot. It was a regular
okay.
pot. Or was it like goddamn shit? What they got in Chicago?
So she wants to visit Chicago and King Von appeared to her in a dream. Are you sorry? This is the most gimmick found in the kitchen clip ever. Shorty is saying a whole bunch of nothing. She wants to visit Chicago because King Von lived there. Get it? And she got taught to rap by King Von in her dreams. Niggas will claim black culture doesn't exist.
Man, them niggas become millionaires off cosplaying black Americans and then diss black Americans. I mean, yeah, we do see it all the time. I ain't gonna lie.
But evidently, it's so global.
But the nigga said she wasn't chatting about nothing. She was just telling you a dream she had, nigga. How can you say she not talking about nothing? She just talking about a dream she had, my nigga. Like, you asked her what made her do this shit. Or Max asked her what made her get on this journey. And she was just like, oh yeah, I had a dream. On some Martin Luther King shit. Now, it ain't quite the same, but like, everybody can have a dream, my nigga. Like, just because the dream don't make sense to you, don't mean you gotta like write it off entirely. Like, come on, that's what they try to do to us, nigga. But I digress, you know what I'm saying?
Wants to visit Chicago because King Von lived there. Get it? And she also got taught to rap by King Von in her dreams. Niggas will claim black culture doesn't exist, but evidently, it's so global. You got an Asian shorty using it as a quick come up. And then you got dudes like Max there to giggle as they do it. It's so absurd that it is a little funny. But what makes it feel like some CIA shit is that there's all these influencers who are so adamant on denying it, but then they turn around and they co-sign the shorty who made a song called Queen Von.
And this is crazy, throwing up all them signs and shit, the way they dress. Like, y'all is kind of biting, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get back in my black bag real quick. I am a black American at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't even know the significance of what you throwing up, or you just seeing what King Von was throwing up and now you throwing it up, I wouldn't quite go that far. Maybe I would just rap the way they rap, but like going as far as throwing up the signs, you might get, you know what I'm saying, attention from the wrong crowd in that way, is what I'm saying. I don't want you to get hurt. I'm trying to look out for you. I'm trying to let you know what really come with all this. You feel me? I don't know if you know that part. You know the music they make, but you don't know the life they live. You know what I'm saying? Indeed.
And this is just another small thing that's frying me, but this just sounds like noise. The best part, I guess, was that 4 has perfected the nonchalant emote package that a lot of artists do when they're previewing music, so she must have been taking notes. Honestly though,
he said this is just noise. Niggas listen to noise all the time, bruh. Premium noise, I call that shit. Osama, son? All that nigga make is premium noise. I'm gonna make some enemies in the comments, but I'm standing on that hill, bro. A lot of the niggas in the underground, they just making noise. And a lot of people, my homies included, they be like, oh yeah, this that real music. But when the nigga actually try to put some substance and thought behind the lyrics and the beat and the, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, the transitions, the melodies, the overall theme of the album, they like, man, fuck that shit. I don't want to hear that shit, nigga. That shit try hard as hell, bro. I'm just trying to hear some beats and vibe, nigga. And I'm like, I feel you, bro, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's call it what it is. And it's noise, for sure.
I don't got beef with any black person for real, regardless of where you from. My thing is, just stop saying black Americans don't got culture, when a lot of this pop culture stuff we see derives from things that black people made popular. The entire reason we have Fort as a concept is because of black culture.
Yeah, like, look at this nigga throwing up the gun shit. Like, bro, you don't even know what you doing for real, bro. You go to Chicago and you try to do that, bro, you know you're not gonna do that. Like, that is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But then again, you know what I'm saying? What is the world, really? What is life? I guess you could just do whatever the fuck you want. Death awaits us all at the end, so I guess it depends on how significant or insignificant you perceive things as to justify what you feel like is right or wrong to do. So everybody got free will, but I just hope you know that every action has a consequence and you got to be aware of that. And if you take part in the action and the bad consequence happens to you, you can't necessarily complain. You just got to be aware of what you're doing. Indeed.
Made popular. The entire reason we have Fort as a concept is because of black culture. These vultures need something to take, so evidently it exists. That's really all I had to say though. Subscribe for more unsolicited.
Like, that is kind of crazy, bro. But WVid by the boy, what's it called? FDH, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, they is selling out low key. I won't say Max is selling out for real. He ain't say nothing that bad, but what Kai said and what Agent said, you know, I feel like people do have a superiority complex over black Americans. It might stem from a little bit of jealousy, in my opinion, hot take, but I feel like since we were born into America, no doubt that our ancestors had to go through the struggle for us to reap the benefits now, but we are fortunate to live in the States. And I feel like people who are less connected to that and they maybe had to come over here through their parents, like they're like a second generation, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? African American or immigrant or something like that. So there might be a hint of jealousy to what they saying, and to hide that jealousy, they kind of frame it as, oh, we better than y'all niggas. Y'all really got everything handed to you. We had to really get it out the mud, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, could be true, but you also could be coping, my nigga. Indeed, but at the end of the day, I ain't trying to make no enemies, but people in my comment sections, I made a video about black Americans one time, and they was talking about, bro, nobody hates y'all, try being African. And I'm like, all right, cuz, like, what are you really trying to do right now? Can we all just agree that we struggle, bro? Look at our skin color, man. No matter where else we go in the world, if you came over here, we all look the same, nigga. We all black. So let's stop trying to divide, and let's, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? Unify or something like that. Let's all stop fighting within, you know what I'm saying, within the race, because that's what the other people want. You know what I'm saying? People be saying, bro, the government, the CIA, they real happy. And I think they are real happy. You know what I'm saying? The black community, oftentimes we're going against each other, whether you want to say in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Black people over here, black people in other countries. It's a lot of division within the overall group. And I feel like that needs to stop. So that's how we're going to end the video. Let me know what you guys think of the topic in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Love y'all. Peace.